Am I doing this correctly? Am I doing this correct? You know, right? Yeah, what? No, that wasn't good. Okay, so hello again, welcome back to my channel. I have just made a fresh pot of true tea, and we're going to spill it. So let's do that, I guess. Ow. Okay, you know what? This isn't working. I'm still trying to come up with a proper way to introduce myself and introduce what it is that I'm doing here. But this is starting off on a very disingenuous foot. That wasn't even tea, that was coffee. So I'm really sorry for lying to you guys, and I hope that you can accept my apology. If this is your first time watching me, hi, I'm DJ. If this is not your first time watching me, you still probably don't know who I am because I only have one other video up at this point. So hi, I'm DJ. So there is an online article that I discovered recently. It's been percolating on the internet for about a month now. It's a fairly new thing. When I use the word article, I'm using this word very sparingly because this is quite possibly the pettiest thing that I think I've ever read. The article is written on the Odyssey online. I've never read anything else off of this website, so I don't know how reputable they are. Judging by this particular content, I would probably say not very. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. No, I'm not. So I will say that the reason why I even clicked on this article to begin with is because I wouldn't say that the title is inflammatory, but it leaves a lot of questions. And maybe it's just my brain going in weird spiraling directions, but I read this completely differently than how I initially thought the article was going to. I thought that the article was going to be about something completely different. The title is, "You may have worn the prom dress with him, but I get to wear the wedding dress." So initially I was like, what? I don't know why my mind initially went to, you know, you may have worn the prom dress with him, but I get to wear the wedding dress. Like, I thought this was some weird, like, gay revenge story from the perspective of, you know, this young man who wanted to take this woman to prom with him and she rejected him. So he's just like, haha, but I got the last laugh because after college, I hooked up with the guy that you took to prom and now we're married. And I was like, oh, that's a twist, that's interesting, that's cool. I don't really know where the wedding dress came from, but you know, to each their own, like, that's whatever floats your boat. So I was just like, ooh, this sounds juicy. What kind of Buffalo Bill shenanigans are we going to get into today? And then, alas, the article is about this girl who didn't go to prom with someone and then later married him, because that's something that you need to write an article about. The tagline is, you had him in high school, but I get him for the rest of my life. So we're in for a treat, I believe. I believe that this is going to be a piece that is going to be both thought-provoking and inspiring, with, of course, a heaping spoonful of journalistic integrity. Other popular trending articles on this particular website are, sorry not sorry, my parents paid for my Coachella trip. It's time to thank your first roommate, and dear Shondaland, you made a mistake because April Kepner... I don't care enough to actually click on what the rest of that title is. So we're getting some tone involved, we're getting some mood involved. I think this is really setting the scene. I'm excited to dive into this. Oh, the heteros are making me upsetero. High school seems like the best time of your life when you are in it. We're only one sentence in and I already disagree with everything that this author has to say. I guess high school was fun when you're like pretty and popular and great, but I didn't particularly have a good time. I know a lot of other people that didn't either, so I guess it's a matter of perspective. So she's already provoking thought. I mean, you have to give it to Victoria Higgins. You think that all of your friends will be with you until the end and that you will end up with whoever you are dating your senior year. For very few, that might just be the case. For all others, that is far from true. Okay. You thought that you would marry your boyfriend, and you thought that everything would work out how you had always imagined. I don't blame you, though. He's great. You wanted everything with him, but you were just not right for him. Preach. Okay. I'm tentatively on board. I'm not fully on board, but I'm tentative. I have one foot on the dock. I wish I could say that I am sorry it didn't work out for you, but I can't. This femme fatale is really getting heated. Like, is your life so boring that you actually thought that writing an article like this was necessary? I don't feel like most people even still talk to the people that they went to prom with. Or if they do, they're either married to them, which is like a anomaly. I feel like that never happens anymore. Or they just don't even think about them, or are platonic friends or whatever. Like, I don't feel like a lot of people who were dating during that time of their lives are still romantically interested in each other. So, is this article necessary? Do you think she forwarded this to the girl in question, who she's sort of passive-aggressively referring to? It's just like, you went to prom with him and I didn't, but now I'm married to him. And then the other girl's just like, okay, like, cool. Yeah. Sometimes I have issues with jealousy. You think? And I hate that you got all of the high school stuff with him. High school is literally a blip in your life. Again, like, I know some people have great high school experiences, but high school is just like, it's nothing. I know it seems like a lot when you're still in high school, which makes me believe maybe the person who wrote this is actually still in high school and they're just catfishing as a mature young woman getting married to, you know, some jock that she shared unrequited love with in period 5. I just don't really understand what angle this is going for. You got to go to games and support him. Again, like, why is a grown woman concerning herself with this? It kills me that I couldn't be there for him because I know I would have actually been there wholeheartedly. You don't know that! This person is a teenager. I'm calling it now. Victoria Higgins. We're checking this girl out. Victoria Higgins. That just sounds like a made-up person. That could easily be a teenager. What is going on? What? There's no information about her? Or it's just, is this just the articles that she's written? Well, I don't care about that. I want to know about her personal life. About me. Sorry, I'm tangenting again. I love anything from sports to video games, and I am a self-proclaimed professional at procrastination. Okay? That's probably actually explains where this article came from. She's like, oh shit, I have a deadline to make and I haven't even started. I've been on a 1.5 bender. What do I write about? Oh, I'm still salty about this girl who dated my boyfriend a couple weeks ago in high school. I mean, 10 years ago, because I'm a grown woman and I'm not a teenager anymore. Shit. I am from a small town. Couldn't tell. I now live around Springfield, Missouri, which seems like a huge city to me. I attend Missouri State University. No, you don't. And I'm majoring in entertainment management, focusing on sports. The Denver Broncos have my heart and I love it. Okay, so this is pretty much like, you know, Sally Ann McGee. Seems like a wholesome, you know, grassroots white girl. That's fine. Let's get back to the article. That wasn't as juicy as I would have preferred it to be. I would have done it out of love, not as popularity appearance. Not as a popularity appearance. Like, were they friends? Did they know each other? She's making a lot of assumptions about this girl. I feel like there's a possibility that this girl was her friend, and then she knew that Victoria Higgins had a crush on Chad. So she was just like, oh no, like, you know, Chad definitely likes you. He can take you to the prom, whatever. It's not a big deal. And then in the 11th hour, Victoria Higgins is just waiting by her phone, waiting for Chad to call her. And then she gets a text from her friend, and the friend was just like, haha, I seduced Chad at a kegger last night, and he took me to prom instead because I put out and you didn't, so suck on that. And then Victoria Higgins was just absolutely scandalized and held onto this resentment for many moons, and then decided to write this scathing article as her main means of finally exacting revenge on her nemesis that has been completely draining her of her positive energy for all of these trying times. And time well spent, I would say. I hate that you got to go to all the school dances with him. He got to see you all dressed up and probably told you how great you looked. I'm sure you did look great. Or she's being nice, I guess. Prom dresses were always fun to pick out and so colorful. It was exciting to match colors with your date. Again, like, I just feel like she's lamenting on the fact that she peaked in high school and not a lot's really been going on with her life since then. I mean, like, I'm a total loser, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal or anything. But it sounds like you're rummaging through your drawer of scattered abandoned dreams. I am sure you had fun choosing his matching tux to your dress. Like, okay, enough. I find myself getting jealous, but then I stop. I am getting to match his tux with our wedding colors. Oh! I got to go dress shopping in a sea of white. In more ways than one, I'm sure, right? In more ways than one. Okay. Okay, Victoria Higgins. And he doesn't get to know one detail about that dress yet. Was that a burn? I don't... Who? Okay. He will get to see me walk down the aisle, and then every day forever, I get to love him forever. I try not to get jealous of all the things you got with him, because it is all in the past. I mean, the fact that you're even writing this to a girl who probably doesn't care at all anymore, it's not still in the past, though. Like, you're making that abundantly clear that it's not still in the past. Like, this is something that has been gnawing away at you for metaphorical centuries. You had your time, and now I get the wedding. You got to dress up in high school, but I get to dress up for my wedding with him. He may have put a corsage on your wrist, but he will be putting the wedding ring on my finger. That's literally the whole thing. That's a whole article. That's an article. That's it. And then it goes into, sorry, not sorry, my parents paid for my Coachella trip. That's it! Holy cannoli. Holy guacamole. Holy fuck. I could wander into any ravine or a national park if we want to get fancy about it and find the nearest overturned boulder and sketch a crude, rudimentary cave drawing into that boulder. And that cave drawing would be more akin to the Sistine Chapel than this would be akin to an actual article. Final thoughts are, Victoria Higgins, are you okay? Are you alive? Are you a teenager? I have a lot of questions. I don't feel like any of them were answered in this article. As a matter of fact, I didn't have any questions before reading this article, and now I have several. And I don't feel like I'm going to get any responses because I just have a strange feeling that you're just catfishing everyone and you're actually still in high school. There's a possibility of that anyway. You're cute though. You're cute. You know, I'm not gonna take that away from you. You're very cute. Just literally, who cares? You know, like, I know that that's sort of my takeaway on basically everything. And I guess on an existential level, who does care? You know, we're all gonna die eventually. I guess this is sort of just a cosmic reminder that, you know, someone does have it worse than you, always. Just there's someone in the world that has it way worse off than you do. In my case, it's knowing that someone is still really upset that they didn't go to prom with their husband. Like, you know, like, that's a real problem. You know, people are starving in the world, people are dying, people are getting bombed, but, like, this is a real problem. Like, this is something that deserves a full article. I completely commend Victoria Higgins for this beautiful piece of literature. and I will be following Victoria Higgins's journey into her quest for the Pulitzer. Anyways, that was all for me. I will be back very, very shortly with a film review that I'm currently working on, so make sure you stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.